system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same 1%? Trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
What's up, people? Welcome, everyone, to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How the fuck is everybody tonight on this Wednesday, March 3rd of the year that has been 2021? Joined again on this Wednesday with my buddy Red with no S. Tonight, how you doing, Red? What's going on, man?
I'm back. Yes, Derek. Red with no S. Thank you for clarifying that again. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I am actually walking on cloud 9 today.
Right? Yeah. I feel you. It's been a good day, it seems, for both of us.
Yes, it's
been a good day for both of us.
It's been a great couple of weeks.
It has, that too. Yeah.
You know,
I've had a lot of ups these past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
The flat smacking on my face, the handprint.
Are you? Is it still sore?
It's still sore.
Yeah, a little red. I can see it. I can see it.
But we all know who's winning on that one.
Us. These people on the spinning globe, hurling through space.
But you know what? This week, we're not going to talk about him. We're not going to talk about them. Because we know what? We've got more things planned for them, and tonight is not one of them.
Yes.
Tonight, we're going to...
What are we talking about today, Derek?
We're going to chit-chat about some music.
All right.
The thing that you wanted to talk about last week, which we'll do today. We'll do the Awfully Irish podcast, no response from David Weiss.
Aww.
Except for where he called me a bunch of misogynistic and sexist names. Saying that he doesn't have a vagina, which I don't understand has to do with anything. And called me and him a bunch of pussies. I mean, that his words, not mine. So,
right.
The misogyny there is fantastic with this guy, but whatever. But we're not going to talk about him tonight, guys. We're going to talk about music. Because, over the last year that I have been doing this show, the majority of my content has been talking to underground bands and indie bands and some nationally signed bands and other things like that. That's been the majority of my content, along with, other actors and actresses, but all in a mental health type of way, trying to talk about mental health in that type of way. But tonight, I want to talk just music with a guy that, him and I share a lot of the same musical interests about. But, talk about what has gone on over the last year, how we feel about what music's going on. What are some of our favorite bands, stuff like that. Not really directed in a mental health type of aspect, but more just like a pure enjoyment type of way, because there's so much aspect to music. And I've talked the mental health side of it to death, and I'm going to continue to talk it to death. But I'm going to talk that with people that actually deal with that on a daily basis. But today we're going to talk about just music in general. So, how do you want to kick this off, bud?
Shit. How about... All right, well, you're a metalhead, right? We're both fellow metalheads. Let me ask you, what's an... Well, I was going to say what's like an obscure genre that you listen to, but there's so many genres and so many subgenres. So I don't know, but if can you name a top 5 for metal bands?
Yeah, for me, absolutely.
You could?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Then we'll start there. Your top 5.
My top. Now we're talking about all time or current, because my.
Oh no, all
game,
time.
Oh,
all time. That's why I was like, can you?
Yeah, I mean, but again, it's going to be it changes. So,
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
The top of my list is Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
Number 2 would be Metallica.
Right. They're in my 5 for sure.
So Avenged Sevenfold, then Metallica, and that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Welcome.
No, yeah, but yeah. So Avenged Sevenfold, then Metallica. Then I would have to say. We're talking metal or rock, or all inclusive.
I mean, what you consider metal, because what you consider metal is not what other people consider metal. You know,
Correct, but at the same
you
time,
run into that.
But at the same time, you've got the subgenres too. So
Right.
I'm not talking your your pop rock. I'm talking about but like Foo Fighters has got to be in that discussion. They're not a metal band.
They're not.
They're one of the biggest hard rock bands of all time.
They're good. Yeah.
So I mean,
For
while they're
sure.
not a metal band, I think they need to be in that discussion.
Okay. We can do that.
So it would go Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica, Foo Fighters. Then I would have to put Pantera in there at number 4.
Right.
And then number
that's good.
5, I would have to put.
See, it's not that easy.
Number 5 for me. That's a good question. I don't know. What do you
not
got?
that easy,
What
man.
do you got? What do you got?
Like in no particular order. Definitely Metallica. Metallica probably would sit at number 2 though if I had to rank them. Metallica would probably be number 2. For me, and honestly, I named them this, or I add them because before them, I never really listened to much rock or rap, or excuse me, metal growing up. I was mainly grew up listening to rap a lot. So, Judas Priest. Judas Priest got me into metal. And even more so, it was after Rob was gone. They kicked Rob. Well, I don't think they kicked Rob out, but Rob was out for a while.
Yeah, no, he left voluntarily.
Yeah, it was Tim the Ripper Owens. During his run, Machine Man from the album Demolition got me into metal.
Do you want to know? Let's go ahead and do a complete right turn for a second. Do
Okay.
you know that there was a movie made in the late 90s, early 2000s that was supposed to be about Judas Priest and Rob Halford, but ended up not being about Judas Priest and Rob Halford? That ended up kind of still having that same direction.
Is that the Rocker?
Called Rockstar with
Rockstar, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
No.
Yes, so that movie was originally supposed to be about them,
Wow.
but they pulled out and they ended up
Yeah.
still doing the same. That's why the name of the movie. That's why the name of the band is Steel Dragon. Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
Steel Dragon. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where the idea of the movie came from. But it was originally supposed to be about that split. But then
Okay.
Iron Maiden pulled out, so they couldn't do it that way anymore. So they just kind of wrote their own story based around similar circumstances.
It's a pretty good movie, man. It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. I mean, Mark
not
Wahlberg and
bad.
Jennifer Aniston. I mean, that's a pretty fucking good cast. So
It was pretty good for sure.
it was. But anyway, go on. So yeah, Judas Priest.
Judas Priest, Metallica, System of a Down. System of a Down has to be in there for me, man. Like, I grew up listening to them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I mean, for me, I wouldn't even put them in my top 10.
Oh, I totally would.
I mean, they're fantastic.
I absolutely would.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, Chop Suey or Sugar or Spiders comes
Yes.
on today.
Oh.
Oh my God. I mean, Sugar's one of the greatest metal songs of all time.
Sugar is highly underrated, too, because not many people knew about them till their second album. And Sugar's was off their debut, and not a lot of people... Like, if you go listen to their debut is raw as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
that
and
thing is heavy.
Sugar and Spiders. I mean, those are
Yes.
great songs off of that album. Absolutely.
Man,
Great
they are
album.
super heavy in their debut.
Yeah, but I think they got a little too involved in the corn.
You know what I think
that one song
their
was talking about
demise-
making a pizza.
For me, their downfall happened or started to go when they started letting Darren sing more. I when he got on the vocals more and more,
Yeah. I can
for
see that,
me
yeah.
personally, the quality went down. It got softer. Now, granted, as every band gets older, you sort of age and you soften up a bit, especially when you hit that mainstream.
Well, they had that one song that he sung the entire one. That was just a bad song. That was one of the singles that they released. I don't even remember the name of it. It was so bad. But I think they kind of fell into the same trap that Rage fell into, where their political, views got in the way of the music.
Probably so, but I enjoyed it. Also, because like when you pay attention to their lyrics, maybe it might just they make no sense to me. It just sounds cool as shit.
Like I was saying,
It just sounds so unique.
that song about it sounds like they're making pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something about pepperoni, mushrooms, olive chives, and
Yeah.
it's like I don't even.
They have the banana terracotta pie. Like, what is that? Do we all learn to feet from the whores with bad feet? Like, what are you talking about? But it just sounds so damn cool.
Yeah, and
You know,
I think that was part of their problem too. They got too much into the corny, and
Could have been,
yeah.
but I enjoyed the hell out of it, man.
Oh, man,
I
it was
enjoyed the hell
fun.
out of it.
It was fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I mean, that's why I wouldn't put them in my top 10.
Oh, they're definitely in my 5 for sure.
Okay, what else you got?
From then, I would have to go. Amon Amarth.
Okay, I can see
Amon Amarth is one of those bands. Like, I don't like a lot of the guttural bands. Like, if I have to still be able to understand what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a fan of screamo or metalcore or anything like that, because I don't know what they're saying. But Amon Amarth is still discernible. Like, if you listen to him enough, you can still figure out what he's saying. And they're always talking about Viking shit. So, yeah, why not? And their live show is one of the best. And they headbang while playing at the same time. And it is so cool. God, that's amazing.
My number,
And that's
my number 5, Slipknot.
Slipknot's good. Slipknot's good.
Yeah.
Definitely good. For sure.
Yep, my number 5 is
Oh,
Slipknot.
I might have to change mine then. See, this one, I'll just make a top 10, but I probably won't go and say them all. But I would have to add Mushroom Head. For me, Mushroom Head's better. Mushroom Head
See, that's
is better than
that's
Slipknot.
been a debate since '99.
Oh, for sure.
absolutely.
I mean,
I mean, who's
Slipknot
better,
got way more mainstream for sure.
Yep.
But like, they also kind of went mainstreamy in a sense, whereas Mushroom Head still experiments and does some crazy stuff
Yeah.
that I don't think Slipknot would be comfortable doing.
No, I mean, no, I don't believe so at all.
Yeah. And then, but I don't think they would be in my top 5. But to round out my top 5, Ramstein. 100% Ramstein has to be in there for me. They are just too damn good. Their stage presence. I have no idea what they're saying, what their songs are about.
Yeah, because they're.
But they sound so damn cool. They sound
They
amazing.
did a song that. Now, this is gonna sound stupid, but this is just me. They did a song a long time ago. I cannot remember the name of the song, but it was basically, I think it was something about. It was a song about fucking. I know that.
Oh, you're talking about Pussy?
Yeah, pussy. Thank you.
Yep.
So that.
Yep, I know that one. It's
song-
retarded. It's
That song and the subsequent music video that went along with that
yeah.
killed everything for me.
Yeah, it's
Because all they did.
Yeah.
Now, all they did was use their clout, and then basically make a porno. It was just extremism. They just did it for shock value.
and they do that often.
And that's my point. They do stuff for the sake of shock value.
Yeah, but they're good at it.
Yeah, but
It's
there's
like
difference
with-
between, doing it for the sake of the shock and doing it because you actually enjoy the shock. Like
I think to an extent, maybe that one was more fun and games for sure. Because the lyrics, are just really like childish, very very childish for sure. The lyrics are very childish. But they got in trouble with their recent album as well because the song, the music video for the song had a lot of Nazi propaganda, right?
Yeah, they've done that a lot too.
Yeah, they do. Well, they're from Germany, yeah. But a lot of people took it the wrong way. A lot of people took that video and thought that they were glamorizing Nazis, when if you watch till the end, like they shoot all the Nazis dead. Right? They fight against them and whatnot. But they got in a lot of trouble for that. But yeah, I mean, they do the shock value. I mean, they're definitely their stage show is one of the coolest looking stage shows, live concert performances in all of rock, in my opinion. So it makes sense for me that even their videos maybe push the agenda, go a little extreme from time to time. And I mean, they're from another country too, so for them that might be regular, and for us it's like, whoa, what? Stop that.
But at the same time, it's like, they're just never been my cup of tea.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I mean, because like, I love bands with a message.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bands that go out there that love talking about the message, and have a purpose to their music.
Right.
And ones that can really formulate a career based off of that message. And, whether it be... Here's a good one. A band called Nothing More.
I've heard of them.
One of the greatest bands of our generation, in my opinion. They put out 3 fantastic albums. 2 were mainstream, but just absolutely fantastic. And they have a cool message along with it. It's their last tour that they did. I was there. Fantastic fucking tour. It was them, Of Mice and Men, and Bad Flower.
Haven't heard of that one.
You've never heard of Bad Flower? We're going to talk Bad Flower here in a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm going to turn you on to them because they are fucking fantastic. But we'll get into them.
All right.
But their entire tour, 50% of the proceeds went toward a anti-suicide foundation.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff really kind of gets me.
For sure.
Another one is Hailstorm.
Yep.
Okay, Lizzie Hale is all about that female empowerment, fuck the man, all this kind of stuff. That is their agenda, and that's what they do really, really well at. The same thing with In This Moment. Maria Brink of In This Moment is the exact same way. She's, those are 2 passionately strong females that absolutely dominate the metal world right now. Those 2 are the queens. There's some ones below it that are nice princesses. What?
Oh, man.
Lizzie Hale and Maria Brink are the queens of metal right now.
I don't even put Hailstorm in metal. They're like super hard rock.
But the thing about it is...
They're like right at the cusp.
But the
They're
thing
hanging.
about it is they are one of those bands that the metal bands love.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're heavy enough to listen to,
Correct.
for sure.
So that's why I kind of put her with that.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, but no, those 2 are the queens of metal right now. Then you've got, right underneath them, you've got, Tatiana from Ginger. Have you heard of them?
I can't. Nope. Mm-mm.
What? Oh, we're gonna fight.
Cannot.
What's
no,
wrong with
sir.
Ginger?
The vocals are garbage.
She is fucking amazing.
The vocals are garbage.
Talking about her singing or the words themselves?
No, her singing. Her singing is garbage.
God, she's
it's
got
awful.
An amazing voice.
I am incredibly picky when it comes to female-led metal bands. Incredibly picky. Like Tardigrade Inferno, they're a female-led metal band.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what's the one. There's one female-led metal band that is, to me, is my all-time great. And they start with an A. Oh, keep talking about something else while I try to figure that out.
Well, no, I mean, because then you've got Butcher Babies. Babies. Then you've got Spirit Box.
Never heard of that one.
You've never heard of Spirit Box?
No, heard of Butcher Babies.
Yeah, Butcher Babies actually has 2 female lead singers, and they go back and forth.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, here's not the one I'm thinking of, but Lacuna Coil.
Lacuna Coil's another good one.
God, they're so good. Oh no, is it OTEP? Yeah, OTEP. OTEP's my favorite.
Oh, she's amazing.
Oh, OTEP has the best female led metal is the best female led metal vocalist in my opinion. That's top of the top.
I disagree with you on that, man.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I still love you, Derek. It's okay.
You've also got Arch Enemy in there as well.
Nope, can't stand her.
Oh my God.
Can't do it. Can't do it, man. I don't know what it is. Oh
my God, Arch Enemy. Ginger,
there's
Babies,
so many bands that
Spirit Box. These are so great fucking bands.
That like the music is amazing. When they start singing, I cut it off. There's so many like that. Like that. That's what I hate about metalcore, you know, or screamo. The bands, the musicians, the song sounds great, and then they start singing, and I'm like, click.
See, it depends
Next.
on the screamo band.
There's good
scream. I mean, I don't. Screamo isn't a genre for me, but you know, there's some great bands that do a lot of screaming that are fantastic. You know, one of my favorites is out of Alaska, named 36 Crazy Fists.
Yes. Okay. I think I've heard that, and I think I do like some of it.
So 36.
But I don't
Crazy
consider
Fists,
that screamo.
But the lead singer's name is Brock, and that motherfucker screams a lot.
But is it like screamo scream? I mean, I'd have to check because I think I like some of theirs.
Well, there's a lot of bands like so like Mudvayne.
Oh, I love Mudvayne.
See, but he does a screamo scream.
But see, I don't consider that screamo scream.
See but that is a screamo scream.
That's not to me.
I mean, that whole high pitch, you know, guttural growl scream. That's that now.
But he does it. I don't want to say. I guess in tune. I don't want to say melodic, but he does it in tune.
Correct.
To where it works.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because Maria Brink screams in tune.
Who's that?
That's the lead singer of In This Moment.
Okay, I think I do like a few.
Like if you listen to the song "Whore" or the song "Blood," there's so many songs where she screams and she's in key. You know, it is like another level of yeah. So yes, but you know, I can see where you're coming from on that, but screaming in key is something that's very, very difficult to do. And
for sure.
There's only a handful of people that can do it. And the ones that can do it are just out of this world phenomenal. And Chad Gray's being one of them. Absolutely fucking
that dude's top notch, man.
Chad Gray's definitely at the top of the list as far as all-time metal vocalists.
And you know what? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
When they went through, because, what was it, Hell Yeah? When they formed Hell Yeah? You remember that?
Well, I mean,
with Vinny?
Hell Yeah's still around, so...
But Vinny's dead. How is he still around?
Well,
Did they replace him?
They didn't replace him, but Ray Mayorga, the brother of what's his name?
That guy? That guy over there?
The lead singer of Sepultura and Soulfly.
Okay, yeah.
The other
No, I know you're
Mayorga
talking
brother.
about.
Yeah. The other Mayorga brother. He's the drummer for Stone Sour.
Okay.
And he's the one that's been doing the drums for Hell Yeah since.
I like Hell Yeah, man. That debut album, I bought that debut album. It's a damn good debut album.
Fantastic. The debut album was great, but the subsequent other albums, in my opinion, have been.
Yeah, I think I lost them because granted, Pantera and definitely Vinny and them, they had were they from Texas or something? They're from the South.
Yeah, they're from Texas.
So they probably love country at the same time. It went a bit country for me. It softened up a bit.
I mean, that's why they had the album Cowboys from Hell and, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there was
that one with like whiskey in it from Hell Yeah that I think was like, oh, why? Why'd you do this?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of when they lost it for me. But that debut, I bought it. I loved it. Another good debut that sadly, because Dimebag went, Damage Plan.
Damage Plan was fantastic.
God, that was so much. Like every track was phenomenal. Every single track in that thing was phenomenal, and some dickhead wanted to ruin everything. So.
Yeah, some crazed fan that charged the stage and shot him on the fucking stage. I'll never forget that. That's one of those things that you will remember forever. Like
I know where I was.
Where were you? So like I was a manager for a restaurant at the time, and I was running the closing shift, and I was listening to the local rock station, and within an hour it was national. And I was like, what the fuck? It was, oh my God, man.
Yeah, for me, I was young. I was still in school for sure. And we were going to my mother's boyfriend's house. And we picked up a friend of his, Randy. Randy, big Pantera, big metalhead. And he told us, so we were in the car in my mom's 90-something Toyota Privia in North Augusta, I remember. Yep, wow. That's when I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, and I say this with a huge grain of salt, but that's like the 9/11 of music dying right there.
I think that's a strong equivalent, but when you but it shook the metal world for sure.
It did, and it's one of those things where if you were listening to it that day, you remember where you were at. Yep. And that's what I mean by that. I mean, it's definitely not the equivalent in any which way, shape, or form.
No.
But it's the music equivalent of that happening. Obviously, the real equivalent of music happening was the day that, what was it? That the terrorist bombing of an Ariana Grande concert in England.
I remember it.
Yeah, but I mean that would be the kind of the equivalent.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, as far as for that one, you kind of expected it to happen because it's an Ariana Grande concert.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was bad.
That was a horrible joke, but
that was a horrible
she stopped
joke.
playing music. She stopped playing music. So.
But anyway, it got her to stop playing music. So.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry about all the
horrible
death.
people.
My ears feel better. But anyway, but yeah, Dimebag dying was definitely one of the hardest music days of my life.
Yeah, I don't even think I had listened to Pantera up at that point. I just heard it, and I knew the type of music Randy liked, and I liked it. So I paid attention afterwards, and I was like, whoa, where has this been my whole life?
Yeah, you got to remember, I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 next month. So I grew up in the 90s. I mean, my journey to metal was a weird one. My journey to music was a weird one. I remember being
mine too. Well, not really.
I remember being 5 or 6 years old, watching, in Ohio, in my parents' living room, the Michael Jackson Thriller video for the very first time.
Yeah.
And as a 5 or 6 year old kid, watching that for the very first time, I look back on it and I'm like, I should have been scared. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Most kids probably watch that and go, oh my God. But I wasn't.
Right.
I was actually enthralled with the musical aspect of things. And watching him it was like watching a master music class.
Yeah, it's like a movie too.
Yeah.
It was very well done for the time.
Oh, absolutely. And then within a year or so, I saw this black guy up on stage. Well, I was flipping through the channels, or my parents were flipping. I don't know. I was, again, 6 or 7 years old this time. My parents were flipping through the channels, and this black guy was on TV that had a guitar and this purple ruffle suit on. And I'm like, what in the absolute fuck is this? Obviously, women love this guy, so,
Yeah.
I discovered Prince. And I was like, this guy is a guitar genius. And I was like, what the absolute fuck is going on here? So, but then when I moved to Florida, I got into a different crowd, and then 1992 came, and Black was released. The Metallica Black album was released.
Yeah.
And or 91, whatever year it was, and that changed everything for me. So for me, it went Michael Jackson to Prince to Metallica, and just everything was just,
flipped upside down.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, it really wasn't. Because that is a progression of rock. Because Michael Jackson might have been the king of pop, but his music was alternative adult contemporary rock type.
Well, like one of his worst singles, Dirty Diana, I absolutely love that song. That song sounds so damn cool with Slash playing in it. Remember that one?
Oh, from Prince? Absolutely.
No, Dirty Diana. From Michael.
Oh, okay. From Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, like that
song's been
was
covered.
And it was?
Who covered it? Oh God, it was.
Oh, you mean someone covered it from him?
No,
or did he cover it?
No, somebody covered it from him.
Okay.
But no, God, yeah.
All I know is for him, it was one of his worst performing singles.
Because it's pretty dark.
I absolutely. Oh yeah, it's totally different than his usual.
I mean, the band's name is.
But it's so good.
The cover of it, they did a little bit harder. It's a band by a band named Shaman's Harvest.
Never heard of them.
They're badass. But no, their cover. I mean, the lyrics to Dirty Diana. Whoo!
Such a good song, man. So
I mean, but
it's heavy too for Michael.
It's so dark. That is a dark ass fucking song.
I like it.
I mean, the last verse is, she said, I have to go home because I'm real tired, you see, but I hate sleeping alone. Why don't you come sleep with me? I said, my baby's at home. She's probably worried. She's probably worried about me. I didn't call on the phone to say that I'm all right. Diana walked up to me. She said, I'm all right. I'm all yours tonight. And I ran to the phone saying, baby, I'm all right. I said, but unlock the door because I forgot the key. She said she's not coming back because he's sleeping with me. I mean, that's so fucked up. I mean, it's, but such a good fucking song.
The music on that thing, man.
But then at the same time,
he goes hard.
But then at the same time, the opposite of that one, from Prince, Little Nicky.
Mm-hmm.
You know that one?
I've heard of it. I don't remember the tune right now, but I know I've heard it enough of it.
Is about a prostitute.
Okay.
Oh my God! I mean that song. Whoo!
I'll have to check it out because if it was to play right now, which sadly with YouTube, why you gotta do this to us, YouTube? Why can't we play good music?
I know if we were on Spotify, we'd be all right.
I'm gonna have to listen to this stuff afterwards and make sure. Oh yeah, that thing was so good.
But yeah, Little Nicky is one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest Prince songs. Foo Fighters covered that song.
Which one?
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it because I know. Besides, obviously the movies definitely hit my mind for obvious reasons when you say it.
Little Nicky was in not Graffiti Bridge, the first one. Purple Rain.
Okay.
The song,
okay.
The song Little Nicky. If you go back and watch if you've seen Purple Rain, that song.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
I remember we had it. We had the VHS. For kids that don't know, we had the VHS of Purple Rain.
Purple Rain is probably one of the corniest and cheesiest of all 80 movies ever. But let me tell you what, it's a great fucking movie. I mean, it screams cheese. I mean, that thing is a giant ball of Swiss. Don't get me wrong.
Giant ball of Swiss.
But it is definitely a great fucking movie. I highly recommend it.
You know what? If to kind of swap things around here a bit, you brought up movies. What movie has the best soundtrack in your opinion? Or what some movies with some phenomenal sound? And I want to do some. I know Marvel's your go-to. You love your Marvel.
Yeah, but
and
their soundtracks. I mean, Guardians had a great soundtrack.
But I want to take Marvel out of the picture altogether.
Yeah, because
okay.
There's other than Guardians, there's no soundtrack for those movies. Well,
Okay.
let me take it back.
Thor.
Captain Marvel and Thor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel had a great 90s soundtrack to it.
Right.
But yeah, so let's take those out. I mean, in reality, I don't know if this counts, but the greatest fucking soundtrack would have to be for the movie Bohemian Rhapsody.
I've still never seen that. I've never seen. Trust me, I know my mom is one of the biggest Queen fans of all time.
I mean,
And, dude, no joke. My son, he's 7, right? He came home last week, and he was watching YouTube Kids, and he turned on like The Voice from Australia. You know, the voice vocal singing competition.
yeah, I actually had the runner-up to last year's competition on my show.
Okay, hell yeah.
Daniel
Well,
Shaw.
I don't watch cable anymore.
No.
I
Well,
only
no,
got internet.
It's actually a funny story because Boy George was one of the
Okay.
judges on there, and him and Boy George got into a huge argument on the show. It's really funny. It's all over the internet. But
I'll have to check that.
anyway, go on with what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, he was watching The Voice Kids, I think, from Australia. Definitely wasn't America. It was from another country. And the kid was playing or singing We Will Rock You. And my son loved it. I was like, all right, that's cool. No offense to the kid. I didn't care for it. I was like, buddy, let me see the remote. I played the original music video for We Will Rock You. And he liked it. I was like, all right, so who do you like better? He's like, the kid. I was like, oh. Come on, man.
I mean,
he didn't care for the original.
It's to be.
Yeah. But the fact that he liked it regardless, I felt like I'd done my job. You know what I'm saying? He still picked the Queen song sung by somebody, and he enjoyed it. So I felt like I won there.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if that counts because it's literally just the Queen's greatest.
Right?
hits
It's
for
yeah,
Bohemian
exactly.
Rhapsody. But I mean,
So yeah, we can't do those either.
yeah, that one doesn't count because then you can also go Rocket Man for Elton
Nope, you
John.
can't do that.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, no biographicals.
Yes. You know, I'm probably gonna get some shit for this, but Karate Kid.
Was that a movie though? Oh, it was a movie. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the new show on YouTube.
Well, it's on Netflix now, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I
haven't watched that either.
Karate. Oh my God, you're missing out, man. But
I'm hearing it's so great. Yeah.
But the Karate Kid, I mean, you had you're the best around. They had California Dreamin'. There was a bunch of good songs in there, and the same thing goes with like Top Gun. That soundtrack was fucking phenomenal too.
Rocky was really good.
Rocky was good too.
That's you know what mine is? By far, Baby Driver. Have you seen Baby Driver?
Once, and I don't remember anything about it.
Man, the reason that thing is so good is because was Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, the director, I think he wrote it too. He wanted to make a movie where the action scenes or the scenes in general match up with the music. And he had talked to numerous, he talked to Robert Rodriguez, who they're good friends, numerous others, and said that's like near impossible. Because you kind of, like normally they film the movie and they find tracks to fit afterwards that fit the theme of what it is. So like you would have to do all this beforehand, hope you get the license for the songs, and then make your movie around a song or songs, plural. He said that's incredibly difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
He did it. If you watch that movie again and pay it, every beat, every step that they do is to the songs.
That's interesting.
Gunshots are to the beat of songs. It is phenomenal.
I'll have to go back and watch it again because, yeah, I don't remember watching it that intricately.
Oh, man. I loved it for that reason.
Now, I don't know if this counts either, but we were talking about earlier that song, that movie Rockstar.
You're okay.
all those songs that they wrote were specifically for the movie. It was all original songs. I mean, Zakk Wylde was part of it, and the whole 9 yards. So I mean, I would put that up there as well because I mean, it was music specifically written.
It's original.
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's fair.
So yeah, that was another good one. But I think the art of the soundtrack, as far as movies go, has gotten away from us.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I'd agree. Yeah, normally it seems more, and it might be like a licensing issue or copyright stuff.
Absolutely.
They do just like sounds.
Yeah,
like beats and whatnot.
So like, one of the greatest TV shows of all time, in my opinion, and it's my favorite TV show of all time, was a show that ended in 2009, a show called Scrubs.
Hold up. I'm going to say something, and if you can say it back, we'll be friends forever.
Hey, number one.
And number two.
Dude, Scrubs is my all-time favorite.
So, yes,
Scrubs,
bar
none.
Scrubs is my favorite show.
Barking none. Scrubs, number one, number two.
Hey, number one.
Number
Hey, number two.
But yeah, that show is my favorite show of all time. Honest to God, favorite. And the soundtrack surrounding that show made that show. Like, and if you go, I mean, the music was the, a main character in that show. And they did such a good job of originally making songs work or having people write songs specifically for a scene. And then if you go back now, they lost a lot of the licenses. And so now there's there's certain, like if you go back and watch it on Hulu, there's a lot of songs that have been taken out and added back in and and it's not.
It lost
some of its effect, but at the same time, you still remember it. Like episode 1 of season 2, the first 5 minutes is literally just a song, and they're kind of walking around, and there's a guitar. JD's walking around, and there's a guy with an acoustic guitar everywhere he goes, and he's inside the closet.
I remember that one.
Yeah, he's inside the closet. He's inside the morgue. He's everywhere. And it just really kind of set the tone for that episode. And there's like so much that show really did.
That show was so underrated too. Severely underrated.
Do you listen to their podcast?
No. I guess I need to.
You need to. So
is it Turkleton and JD?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's called Fake Doctors, Real Friends.
Yes, I do know that they are real friends. I do know that.
So the name of the show is Fake Doctors, Real Friends, and it's been going on since the pandemic started. And what they do is they basically just go episode by episode. So each episode of the podcast is a breakdown of each episode. So they just started season 4. So yeah, but I mean it's that show was absolutely phenomenal. But
so great.
But the music was definitely like that other lead character.
I definitely don't. I remember the theme song. I definitely remember how the theme song ends. I'm no Superman. I definitely don't. I remember the guitar episode, but for me that was just. It's one of those because it was technically a comedy show, but it wasn't just jokes. Like they told deep stories. The development in that Laverne.
Oh my God.
That breaks your fucking heart.
That show is
when what's his name's brother? Brendan Fraser.
Oh, don't even.
And it's like it plays you the whole time like, where do you think we are?
Yeah. I got in 2004 with that episode.
That shit fucking kills.
Yeah.
I could watch it today, and that
I have probably rewatched that show.
was a,
I mean, series series episode 1 to episode 23 of season 8. I don't count season 9.
season 9 is
It
bullshit.
doesn't count. But season
No, it does
8,
not.
I've watched from season 1 to season 8 at least 15 times. At least.
I'm
that doesn't
probably close.
And that doesn't even include me going back and watching an off episode here and there just because I wanted to watch it. But that episode is probably one of the best episodes for me.
That
And again,
the
at
time frame with everything of him is
and then at the end, there's a song that plays as they're walking to the funeral site, and again, it grabs you in. I mean, that song. I mean, the songs in Scrubs made the show. I mean, obviously, you had like the musical episode, which is the fucking one of the greatest TV episodes of all time.
I love it.
I mean, the songs. Those songs were actually nominated for Grammys.
Really.
Yes.
I could see that.
They didn't win, but they were up for them. But
Boo.
I mean, those songs. I mean, like Guy Love. I mean, it's so fucking good. It's such a great fucking song.
That's definitely a for top. Yeah, I would say that's number one favorite comedy show.
See, but
Like
for me, it's
real life.
It's more than a comedy.
That's what I say. It's like a comedy drama.
I mean, it's a straight up drama.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I grew up on that show, dude. That show was phenomenal. I remember watching it. Was it NBC when it came out originally?
It was originally NBC, and then the last season was on ABC.
Right, and then once Comedy Central got the rights to it, I remember coming home and watching that every day.
Yeah.
And watching that reruns of that.
Then Netflix bought the rights to it, and then Netflix dropped the rights. And now Hulu has it because ABC owns it. So
Right.
it was always an ABC property, but ABC didn't pick up the option the first 7 seasons. And then when NBC canceled it after the writer's strike, ABC picked it up.
God, that's such a good ass show, though.
But that was the only show in the history of shows that I can remember that where I could be watching it and laughing, and then all of a sudden start crying,
Oh, for sure.
and then start laughing again. So I'm
dude.
cry laughing or cry faking.
They were so good at that.
There was an episode in season 8, and I'll never forget this. This is one of my top episodes, and it's a very underrated episode. But in season 8, when they have the new interns that end up being in season 9,
Right.
one of the interns that was with JD, he called her, what did he call her? Shit. He called her Joe because of
That
Joe
one,
from Back
okay.
to Life. Yeah.
Right.
So there was an episode where this dad was dying of lung cancer, and it was called My ABCs, and it had the cast of Sesame Street in it as well. And so the whole episode, you're laughing at the weirdness of why Sesame Street there and all this other stuff, and but then you're dealing with this dad who has an 8-year-old son who's dying of cancer, and at the end the dad dies, and JD is looking into the room. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. He's staring into the room with the mom talking to the son about the dad's death, and JD's tearing up. And then Joe walks past a room, and she looks at JD, and she looks in the room, and she goes, "Man, he didn't last long at all." And,
Yep.
And then
It's that one.
and
I
then
remember her.
And then she goes, "Oh, I didn't expect all the. Yeah, I'm just gonna go." And you giggle at a second there because just to see her nonchalantness about it, but while you're just sitting there bawling. And
Yeah, she had like resting bitch face from hell.
Yeah, but I mean,
She's good at that.
that show
And like
it just did something to you.
a lot of his shows. What was his name? Dan Harmon. Wasn't that him?
No. It was Bill Lawrence.
He's the one that did Community, right?
No.
Oh.
Bill Lawrence did Spin City.
Dan Harmon did Community.
Yeah. No, Bill Lawrence did Spin City, Cougar Town, Scrubs. He's doing that new show on Apple TV called with the soccer coach, with Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso, I think is what it's called.
I don't have Apple TV, so I don't know.
I don't either. I just know because Zach Braff talks about it all the time on Fake Doctors, Real Friends. Because he's also a director on that show. But he's Bill Lawrence has done a whole laundry list of shows. He's a phenomenal director, and executive producer.
Yeah, because I know
genius.
Scrubs was definitely my favorite growing up, and then it went to Community. Community was in my the successor essentially to Scrubs. Definitely not as deep. They don't get as deep as Scrubs did.
No,
still insanely underrated, but hilarious as hell.
Yeah, but that show is definitely on the surface more comedy.
Definitely.
The successor for me, believe it or not, was How I Met Your Mother.
I couldn't get in. I mean, it's good. It is good. I couldn't get into it that much, but it is good.
Another one of those shows that I've rewatched 15 times.
Really? I'll do that with Community all day long, man.
I've never gotten into Community. I've tried. I even tried Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec takes a while. Anything where I'll just watch Ron Swanson clips all day long. I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've just, those shows and like The Office I never got into either.
It's a hit and miss for me. For a lot of those, for me, it's just like I like that particular character. Altogether as a show, meh. But like Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec, knocks out of the park every day. Like even on Community, Troy and Abed. Troy and Abed are my go-to. Troy and Abed in the morning. Absolutely love it. And then that just goes into Danny Glover, who's phenomenal and touches gold every time.
Yeah, I mean, and there we go. That's like I mean, especially
Donald Glover. My bad.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Right.
And they're not even related.
They're not, oddly enough.
Yeah, I always thought that was his son, but I was wrong. But no, Donald Glover, again, I mean, another guy that knows how to break that wall of music and acting.
Oh, and he's so good.
Yeah.
Have you watched Atlanta?
I've watched a couple episodes here and there, but I'm not really the biggest. It's okay.
God, that show is so good. That show is.
I might need to go back and watch it, but
it is so good.
You know, he's one of the few rappers that I actually enjoy listening to.
Really?
Yeah, I am not a rap guy in any which way, shape,
I
or form.
am. Well, not a lot of the new stuff, but like old, like 90s.
See, so this is
that's
where,
how I started. That's how I started, man.
This is where I'm gonna catch a lot of shit. So, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion. If you don't know how to pick up a guitar and actually write a song from scratch without having to go into fucking Pro Tools and create a beat, then you are not a true musician, and the music you play is not real music.
I think that's fair enough to say musician, but they could still be an artist. Even if you just want to call them a rapper or a hip hop artist.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I'm fine with not calling them a musician.
I don't consider their songs music at all.
Really?
Nope. I mean, it's some good poetry. I mean, it's good spoken word, but it's not music. I will call country music before rap. Now, here's where the fine line comes into play. Because then R&B, that's real music.
But what if they don't touch an instrument? What if they're just the lead singer?
The music is your instrument can be your vocal cords, but the band behind you is playing real music. So altogether, I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Chad Gray. So that goes back to saying, you know, Chad Gray from Hell Yeah and Mudvayne. He doesn't play guitar.
I mean, like I said, I get what you're saying. I definitely agree.
It's a full band.
You would get shit for that?
Oh, absolutely. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Rap is not music. It is spoken word poetry. R&B.
I think that's a fair assumption, though, too. It is.
And I'll even go
as
far as like some pop music as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, unless you pick up a guitar and write the song yourself instead of paying 10 fucking people to write a song for you.
All right. What about the ones that do that without a guitar, though?
are they using sampled beats, or are they pretending? Are they just
that,
really
that
good?
part I don't know.
Exactly. Are they using somebody else's beat? Are they using a computer to generate a beat? Then it's not music.
I'm gonna let you take all the shit for that one because I like rap.
Bring me the shit.
I do. I grew up Ludacris. That was my thing. What's your fantasy? I remember I was grounded and I found that song. Like elementary school.
Okay, but then let's go ahead and take another right turn with this. Post Malone is real music.
Post Malone is weird.
Correct, but at his heart, he was in a metal band in high school and into his early 20s.
Which is weird. He was.
Okay,
he's unique as shit. That's for sure.
He's done crossovers with Ozzy Osbourne and a bunch of
that
other
was
people.
Good.
It was a great fucking. It got.
I
Played,
like that one.
It got played on national radio on Sirius XM Octane, one of the biggest rock star fucking
Yep.
stations in the country.
My wife's got that.
I mean, it got. I mean, so it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact of being musically inclined. Having a good ear for a computer generated sound is not being musically inclined.
Or what if they do bring in a band to record the beats? Like when it's not very synth heavy.
Eminem does that.
Mm-hmm.
Now he does sample a lot too, but he does a lot of times have real live bands on stage with him.
Yeah.
So Eminem might be an exception to that because he does occasionally do that. Again, it has to do with the actual music part of it. You know, I would go listen to a symphony orchestra over going to listen to Jay-Z.
I mean, I would too, but I would still also leave and then go straight to see Jay-Z.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't go 10 foot. Him or fucking Beyonce. Fuck them both.
What about the Numb Encore collab that he did with Linkin Park?
I have no idea what you're even talking about. I was never a Linkin Park fan.
Really?
Yeah. And I lost
good.
all respect for that band after Chester committed suicide.
Why'd you lose respect, though? This is mental health, buddy.
So yes, exactly.
And they're not metal, but
they were new metal, but yeah.
New metal. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
On the low end.
Yeah, the NU metal. So
Yeah,
I've talked about this on my show before, so this is nothing new. 2017, we lost Chris Cornell, who was
One of not even arguably, top 5 vocalists of any genre in the entire world, by far, hands
whether it
down.
was Soundgarden or Audio Slave, fantastic vocalist, fantastic
Dude was
songwriter.
amazing.
We lost him in 2017, and coincidentally enough, he was best friends with Chester.
Yep.
6 months later, Chester committed suicide the same way Chris did. And this is where I have the problem. For 6 months, Chester got to watch Chris's family, Chris's friends, and Chris's fans deal with that. He saw firsthand, closer than most people, other than Soundgarden, got to see what that does to a family and friends, and yet 6 months later, he still decided to do it the exact same way that
For sure.
Chris Cornell did. And I think that right there is the biggest piece of shit move he could have made. Now, let me take this a step further. If Chester Bennington was known for mental health issues, all of his songs spoke that in many different ways for years and years and years and years and years. If Chris Cornell did not commit suicide that year, and Chester did, still did it the exact same way, still decided in that year in 2017 to end his life, I would not be saying that.
I think that's.
But what I'm saying is, because of the circumstances around his best friend committing suicide and him for 6 months seeing the devastation in his family and friends and fans' faces, still making that decision is a fucking pussy cheap way out. And I hate saying that word pussy because I think pussies are the most resilient things ever. But you see what I'm saying. I mean, it's a cheap show. Regardless of your opinion, everyone can come to a conclusion that suicide is selfish.
I think that's fair to say,
But
because I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying for sure. Because yeah, like I gotta
say that.
and I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Because
while
I mean that is
Because while I say no matter who it is, suicide is selfish, and I don't respect the fact that they made that decision, I still understand their hurt. I still understand their need.
For sure.
And I still understand why they, in certain circumstances, I understand why they did what they did. I don't agree with it. I'll never like it. And I may lose a little bit of respect for that person. But the circumstances around just Chester, and it's not even just the fact that Chester did it. It could have been anyone that was best friends with Chris Cornell did the same thing. It's the fact of that, you know what I'm saying? It's the circumstances leading up to that, watching that devastation and still saying, oh yeah, this is a good idea. That's the idea behind it.
I mean, like I said, I definitely get where you're coming from. Because for the most, not even for the most, of all, if you do that, no matter what, in my nothing's ever that bad. The way I look at the world, nothing is ever that bad. Everyone's down, everyone has a moment, but nothing's ever that bad. I say that, but then I could also imagine, if something was to happen to my family, my flesh and blood, I might start to have those, hey wifey, I might have to cut this.
Tell her to give us 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Thank you. I love you. I'm telling my love to you for all to hear right now.
So
sorry about that.
No, that's fine. So that conversation goes into something I haven't told you before, but my fans have heard this before. So, I attempted suicide in 2018. Okay. Now it wasn't obviously it wasn't successful, and it wasn't even that I even did anything to actually do it. It's like I slipped my wrist or drink poison, or no. It was I got to the point of doing it, and I said real quick, "Oh, no."
Right.
Okay, so I'll never forget this. So at the time, I'm still married technically, but we're going through a divorce. But
right.
It was November 2nd, 2018. It was my wife's birthday. And I drove out to a city nearby called Tyson's Corner. And I went out that way and picking up her birthday present. And I started driving home, and I came down with some serious thoughts. And at that moment, I lost all will to live, and I just said, fuck it. I can go into the story of why here in a second, but my plan in that moment was I'm going to go ahead and slam on the gas. I'm going to drive through this intersection at a red light, and there was a cliff right there. I was going to hit that fucking intersection. I was driving a massive SUV at the time, so I knew I could barrel through that, no problem. Hit that guardrail and go over the edge. That was my plan. And I got up to about 95 miles an hour, and a song came on the radio. And I immediately hit the brakes. This song absolutely fucking saved my life. And I pulled up to that stop sign, that red light, and then I went a little bit further, found the closest gas station. I pulled over, called my doctor, called my wife, and I was like, I'm fucked. Something's not right. And I immediately made a decision in that moment to get more help than I was already getting. Because in the weeks prior to that, I had just officially been diagnosed as bipolar. And I just went on depression meds, antidepressants. And the first med they put me on was Zoloft, and it made me suicidal. So they immediately took me off of Zoloft, and they put me on Lexapro. I haven't had a problem since. But so that was kind of the lead up to it. So I was already dealing with the fact that I just got diagnosed as bipolar. And on top of that, general anxiety disorder and PTSD because my first marriage was abusive physically and mentally. I was beaten a lot by my ex-wife. We'll go into that on another episode because that's an interesting conversation. But so I was all types of fucked up from that. So in that moment, I was just like, you know what? I can't fucking do this shit anymore. I don't give a fuck. And remember at the beginning of this episode, I told you about a band called Bad Flower. In 2018, they released a song called Ghost. And it was this anti-suicide song. The lead singer had a suicide attempt where he slit his wrists, and the whole song is about that. And if it wasn't for that song coming on the radio at that exact moment,
time.
And you asked me last week why I'm a hopeful agnostic.
That's
part of it.
That's definitely, for sure. Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that because I know you basically say you're atheist, but that seems like that would be one of those give me a sign moments for sure.
And there was a huge sign.
Right.
I mean, and whether I doubt the existence of God or not, in that moment, and still to this day, I know there's somebody up there.
Something, yeah.
Something, someone, whatever it is.
Right.
It might not be God. It might be Allah. It might be Bob. Or it could be Chuck.
Bolo on Bob, by the way.
Bolo on Bob. Or it could be Chuck from Supernatural. Who fucking knows? Okay. The point is, in that moment, I realized, okay, all my doubts may be wrong here, because I was never fully atheist. But that confirmed that there was at least something there for me.
Right. Right.
Because as soon as I hit 95, that song came on the radio.
That is some extremely coincidental shit there.
Yeah.
That is, I could definitely see if that happened, something similar happened to me that might make me question reality myself.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I think I mentioned it last time. I know it all, for me, it could take us one of those moments to be like, oh shit, just like that. There's something else, out there, something bigger than myself. I just haven't had that yet. And I've heard of stories similar to this, but
for all I know,
I've yet to have it myself.
For all I know, it's the cat god Sheba. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't fucking know.
This flying spaghetti monster.
It could be Odin. It could be Zeus, the flying spaghetti monster from South Park, or whatever.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or Yoda. I don't fucking know. The point is, in that moment,
could be me.
It could be. I'm part Syrian, so I'm at least I'm a quarter Middle Eastern, so I could have Jesus' blood. Who knows?
You could. Who knows? I don't know.
But anyway,
I could have Thor and Odin's blood. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the music saved my life.
Yeah.
Especially the band Bad Flower and the lead singer Josh. Josh is actually the main person I want to get on my show this year.
I was just about to ask if you've spoken to them yet.
I have been in contact with their PR people. There's actually a bunch of stuff that I have in the pipeline right now that is huge. I'm just waiting for some new music to release. That's part of the problem with some of these major label bands.
Yeah.
They don't just let them go out there just to talk. They have to be promoting something at least.
Makes sense.
So, right now I have in the pipeline 4 major national acts.
If it's Ginger, I don't care.
It's not Ginger.
Okay, cool. 'Cause they're garbage.
No, they're not. And Tatiana's beautiful.
Most of them, hell, all of them really are.
They really are.
Until they open their mouth, and then it's like, shut that shit.
Oh, you haven't give Ginger the time of day, apparently.
I have, sir. I have. Before we wrap this up, because people who probably like, he's talking real low right now. My wife just came through. She's got to go to work at 3 a.m, so there's that.
Yep.
So we started with this music. We went to, the mental health and everything, and then we just heard your story. I would like to invite you on my show. I got an episode recording coming up in a few weeks, and it's centered around depression.
Okay.
Because while I never really been depressed, I've had ADD my entire life. They diagnosed me as bipolar at one point, but I don't think so. And ODD, yeah, ODD, not OCD, ODD.
My daughter has ODD.
How old is she?
19.
Okay, see, to me that's just a kid. That's just plain old kid. Again, at least for me, in my opinion. But I have some controversial thoughts on depression. So you having your experience and you have your background with your show, I would love to bring you on to that.
Absolutely.
If you're good with that, awesome.
I'm
I'll get
always
with
willing
you
to come
after
on your
this.
show. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because you would give a more personal take that I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's cool with you.
Absolutely. No. Yeah, we'll set that up, and I think you and I briefly talked about continuing to do this type of bullshit show at least once a week.
Yes.
Not always on Wednesday. Well, maybe I'll air it on Wednesdays, but we might have to record it on a different day depending on my work schedule and your work schedule. But it'll always probably air on Wednesdays. We might just have to do record on a Sunday morning hypothetically.
That's fine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it'll always
That way we don't get interrupted by the wife too.
Exactly. But I think we need to make this a regular Wednesday bit. For me.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. So it might be pre-recorded, it might not always be live, but I think that's what we need to start doing. And but I will definitely come on your show with that. Absolutely, that's not even a question, dude. You don't even have to ask. Nah, not at all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You're going to be, because it's going to be me and my friend Ish. We have our own segment growing, and so you'll be part of that again with your personal stories. And with you having this experience, I would like to see what your opinion is of my thoughts, which I'm definitely going to catch some shit for my thoughts. I can guarantee you this right now, man.
But that's the thing about the thing that probably would unite us the most is that we're not going to always agree on shit.
Yeah, because Ginger sucks. Arch enemy's garbage.
My Ginger just walked in the front door, so
no, she's great. She's great.
Fuck Gingers. But what was I gonna say? I know I lost my train of thought. No, I really lost my train of thought. The whole idea of disagreeing, the whole rap thing. I mean, I'm very.
I'm gonna. My plan now is to send you some tracks I think you might like. Then that's my goal in life now.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of rappers on my show too, and some of them.
Do you tell them that their stuff's garbage?
I don't tell them that. I tell them straight up that I am not a rap guy. I'm the metalhead. However, I respect them, and I think their music is good.
But do you?
Yes. There's only been one person on my show that I absolutely shit on, and I even removed the episode because the music was absolute ass.
Who's that? Can we say it?
I don't even remember his. I do remember his name.
Yeah, you do.
But he was EDM.
I've heard the name. Yeah. Don't know who they are.
No. He did EDM music, electronic dance music. No, he is a piece of shit. I'm not gonna even give him a platform to even talk. People go, oh yeah, his music shit. I don't even want people to go find out who he is just to listen to his shit music.
You're gonna have to send it to me. You're gonna have to send it to me after this, though.
But no, in all I mean, I've had, gangster rappers on here. I've had, the female wannabe gangster rappers. Those types of, raised in the white,
Yeah.
in the white suburbs and think they're fucking hard. I've had those people, and genuinely their music is good. It's not my style.
Right.
But I mean, if they're coming on my show to promote, I'm not going to disrespect them.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
There's only been one rap artist that genuinely impressed me, that made me go, holy fuck, this is a second coming of Prince. Type shit. The rest of them, I've your music is really good. It's not my taste.
Right.
But it's really good, and I enjoyed listening to the album. Will I listen to it again?
Okay.
Maybe. Is it going to go on my Amazon playlist? Probably not. But you know what? While I listened to it, while I prepared for this show, I really respected your music, and I thought it was fantastically put together.
That's fair. No,
So that's
fair,
how I
'cause
approach it.
Yeah.
And I've only had one instance where I actually could not say that.
I gotta find out this guy's name.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you off the air. But the one rap artist, and I think he's more R&B, to be honest with you, but his name is Bashir Hogue. He's a artist out of Delaware. Motherfucker is amazing. Bashir Hogue, Hogue. I've had him on the show twice. I even spotlighted his last album where he came on. We played. This was the episode. This was what I was telling you about last week, where the band, the guy was like, "I want to play my music on his show," and then I got copyright striked, and then he went back to the record label and they removed the copyright strike. I was talking about that last week, but this is that guy. One of the best R&B artists I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Bashir, Bashir, Hogue, Hogue. Fantastic artist. Look him up.
I'll check him out.
Yeah, he's great. But I think on that note, you need to go take care of your wife.
Yes, you got. Yeah.
But we'll be back again next week.
Yes.
Who knows what we'll be talking about? We might even continue on this conversation because this conversation is nowhere near done.
No. No, not at all.
But movies, music, TV, and more coming your way right here on Sucker Podcast on Wednesdays with Red. And tomorrow I've got another band coming on. I've got bands the rest of the week, thank God. And I say thank God in the fact that, you know, I love talking to life coaches. I love talking to authors. And I love talking to mental health survivors. But occasionally I need that music injection. And I get that again. I get that twice tomorrow, but only one episode's going to air tomorrow. The other one's going to air on Monday, and then I have another one on Friday. So I got 3 music episodes coming at you Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And then who knows what'll be the rest of the week. But that's it, guys. Great fucking episode, Red.
That's what I do.
That's right. That's what we do. But
That's what I do.
until tomorrow, when's your next episode coming out?
Saturday, we're going to Thailand for this one. DJ Rams from Thailand.
Sweet. I'll check that out. So check that out on Red's Ramblings, on YouTube and everywhere you find your podcasts. And always come back here on now Wednesdays. We're going to be doing this.
Yes.
Not always live, so I'll always be interactive, but it will be airing on Wednesdays. But until next Wednesday and until tomorrow, until Saturday, whenever you decide to listen to us again, peace out, guys. We love you. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.